And of course, we are
And
live.
so we are live. Oh, it is amazing, amazing. All people, welcome back to another episode of Creating Passive Income Streams. If we can, you can. And
Mhm.
that is what we are really dwelling on today, right? I have with me here amazing ladies. You know them already, right? Modupe all the way from California. Say hi to our people.
Hello, everyone.
All right. And here, Omolara, I have her with me here in Texas. Woohoo!
Hi everyone.
Hello. And in absentia, we have an amazing digital business coach. Oh, before I go to that, people, great news here. We
Yep,
have the newest of the newest of the newest digital business coach in the house.
in the
When we
building.
tell you that this is real, it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is real.
And Coach Omolara, say hi to our people again.
Hi everyone. This is me, Omolara OT Consulting. This is real. Thank you, Mutarayo.
You're welcome. So in absentia, we have our amazing coach, Adebola. She had to attend to something that is, amazing, amazing. She's on vacation and she's having, enjoying life, and at the
Fingers
same
crossed.
time she's earning. Right, if you want to do that, if you want to experience that, listen to what we have to say today. And
Mhm.
what are we talking about today, people? We are looking at growth barriers. Growth barriers, are these more perceived or rather real? So what are those barriers is basically what we are looking at today. Barriers preventing people from approaching, taking action towards the growth that they so much desire. Okay, we'll look at into this barrier and we will try to discuss it and enlighten ourselves as much as possible, right? We'll take, because we know that growth is very, very broad, we are limiting this discussion to yes, to that initial step of growth that we all need, which is taking action. Because we know that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with an action, a step. So, what is preventing people? What are those barriers that people experience? From not taking actions. Okay, Modupe, I think I will put you on to kind of give us an insight into the importance of mindset, because we know that all these things start with mindset, right?
Absolutely.
So give
Absolutely.
us an insight into that, please.
Thank you so much, Matenraya. Congratulations, officially, Coach Molara. Let's take a ride. Let's dive into
Thank
this. Let's
you.
make this very interactive, folks. As you're joining us and you're, interacting and engaging, also drop in your thoughts, what you think about this topic. We want to make sure that we stay inspired. We want to make sure that we get value, from our conversation this evening. And so, to your question, Mutunrayo, growth from the perspective of growth, it actually means that something is moving from one level to another level. So meaning that something was actually at a particular spot, but as a result of that change, as a result of that transformation, then it's moved from that particular spot into a greater level. And that is just in a layman's language, just explaining what growth is. And so if you're saying, and back to your question, I want to make sure, I really address that. So you're talking about growth mindset. So what is that? What is that? Our mindset in life is very critical, regardless of whatever it is we're doing. Whether you own a business of yours, or you're on your 9 to 5, or you're just home mending the affairs of the home, wherever you are in ministry, in mission, your mindset drives the mission. Your
Right.
mindset takes the entire from A to Z. And so it's very critical we guard it jealously. It's very critical we guard it jealously. And where's it coming from? Your mindset. It has to do with your brain. It has to do with what flows through your heart. Guess what the Bible says? It says what? Out of our heart, right? So guard your heart with all due diligence, because out of it flows what? The
Yes,
issues of life. And so again, we're still talking about the same growth. We're talking about mindset. And to really address where we are going today, it's very crucial, it's very critical. It might not be something you could tangibly touch, unfortunately so, but you know what? It plays a very critical role in our day to day, in our various affairs in life. And it's important that we guard it jealously. Guard it jealously such that, nothing is coming in that way, trying to toss you here and there and getting you away from your vision or your goal. So that is just, summarily opening up the floor, Muturaya.
thank you so much. Oh my God. That is a great opening because, we cannot emphasize enough the importance of growth
Mm-hmm.
and the importance of having a positive mindset in pursuing that growth. And that is what we are dwelling on today. Now, talking about mindset, a lot of us have this rigid mindset of how things should be because that is what we grew up with, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
but the life and the world is evolving, right?
True.
I want Omolara to kind of put us through, a change resistant culture that we already have. Now, does the digital innovation can we be successful in this? I mean, culture.
All right, thank you, Motunrayo. Yeah,
You are.
talking about the culture. What most of us grew up knowing it's we need to have a sound education. The culture of you having education after you finish from school, the next thing for you is to pursue a living, whereby you have to start searching for work, have to start applying here and there, in order to make a living. And so, because our mind, our brain is so wired to the fact that we just have to work. We just have to go out and work for somebody. We just have to go out and clock in, clock out like everybody are doing in recent days and time. And then we're talking about digital business. Having a digital business does not mean that you cannot still work, because you have your work that you are doing, which is the normal culture everybody is used to. So we're now saying doing the digital business, is it going to affect each other? It doesn't affect each other. So you working at the same time you having a business. So having a business, or I'll say online business, because it's two things. One might have a business which is run your business in the offline world, which is a way of you're going to set up an office. You need to employ people, you need to pay salary, and so on and so forth. But you having a digital business, it's something you can do or run in the comfort of your own home. So you don't have to like go out and start searching for work, go out and start clocking from one job, having multiple jobs, most especially people that have multiple jobs. And some people, their own culture is, their own thinking is like, I just have to have about 2 3 jobs before I can make ends meet. For the fact that most of us, we have this so-called multiple jobs, and then we're living in a world of, oh, I want to live in a 5 bedroom house, I want to live in a 7 bedroom house. And at the end of the day, they end up working tirelessly. And then you working tirelessly, it means you just have to like, you have to work until
Mhm.
you die. I'm just going to put it that way. Because thinking about it, if you have multiple jobs, how do you want to rest? How do you want to do things that you're supposed to do at the right time?
Mm,
Mm.
And then you having multiple jobs, it's in a way of you enslaving yourself.
mm,
Because the more you enslave yourself, the more you'll be thinking, oh, I can't do digital thing. I just have to go and work for somebody. And that's the same way you're going to do till the age of retirement age, which is probably 65. But
Wow.
if you have a digital business like we have, a digital business make up, I mean, it's going to put you in a way whereby you don't have to work all your life for somebody. And that's the structure we all find ourselves. Most people find themselves in. We also find ourselves in that situation before we decide that, okay, you know what? We need to do restructuring. We can't work for the rest of our life for people. And that's why we all take that step and say, no, it's high time for us to come out of our comfort zone and do something meaningful and tangible for ourselves and our family and our lineage as well. Thank you.
This is amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much, Omalara, for
mm,
that. And again, people, we are looking at growth barriers, those barriers that prevent people from taking action towards the growth that they so desire. They think about this growth, they want this growth, we
mm,
desire this growth, but again, there are a lot of barriers preventing them or
mm,
preventing us from taking those actions. So we are looking, are these really are they perceived or are they actually real?
mm,
So on that, Mojupe, I want us to look at it. Put
mhm,
us through. People give this excuse or this barrier of, okay, the business isn't existing yet. I have to start from the scratch. I don't even let us know what we have in our community of 125,000 still counting, right? What do
mhm,
we leverage on? We
mhm.
want people to know that. And I mean, go ahead.
Thank you, Mutarari. And given the fact that we're looking into and breaking things out and trying to let people know that your so-called quote and unquote barriers, bottlenecks to growth, they are not real. They are not real, folks. They are just perceived. We just believe it at the back of our mind. Our neuron sensors are actually working behind and making us believe it is real when indeed it is not real. And so when the brain senses that and then brings that to our thought, and then we keep regurgitating the same thing, what happens is because it then becomes reality for some of us. It becomes, oh, this is it. I can't do without it. Oh, I need to go and exchange my time for money, or rather than work myself to make sure that my money is working for me, I am the one, working for my money. And so that is, again, messing with our mindset. See, the issue of mindset is so critical that we cannot even explore it even in this section. It's so powerful, it's so key. And coming to the fact that one of the barriers that people hinge onto and say, well, this does not exist. I don't see it yet. If I'm going to have to do this, then I'm going to have to start from the scratch. Again, that is a lie from the pit of hell, because we are working using a system, a model that does not allow us start from the scratch. It doesn't. And that is why we have to, I mean, gone are the days when a lot of people will say, you know what, you cannot teach old dog new tricks. Guess what? Old dogs are being taught new tricks these days and time.
That's right.
It's called change. Our world is evolving. It's important that we also move with the times and then see things outside of the box, people. Think outside of the box. What is a system? I mean, it's saving you the stress, the time, the energy, and your money that you probably would have, used to maybe start something from the scratch. There is something called leverage. What the wealthy and the very smart folks in this planet Earth does is that what? The leverage. Until we start to leverage either resources, either systems, guess what? we will find ourselves working tirelessly and working ourselves, to death. That is not the plan and the will of God for our lives. Take it from us, folks. We're expected to think outside of the box. That's why we have the brain. We're expected to look outside of our world and see what is working. Our system, for instance, is working. Myself and all the beautiful ladies here represented on this platform, and what, together with what, 1,025,000 yet counting individuals,
Yep.
are plugged into this system. It's working, it's yielding, it's proven, daily delivering results. You just heard us congratulate Omolara. She just recently became a coach, unlocking another income stream in our business. We're not working for anyone, we're working on our businesses. We are individual, independent business owners. And so we're saying, folks, you know what? It's high time. If you probably think you're going to start from the scratch, hell no, nobody does that anymore. Look out and see what's going on. What system is working? Of course, there are 1,001 out there, but we only know of this system which we are very proud of, which we are willing to teach you, which we are willing to, walk you through, which we are willing to show you. Excellent mentoring and coaching program, embedded and plugged up into the system. A system that delivers, both the sales and, even your lead generation, name it, for you. And then we kind of say in our community, you're just coming with your 10%, or 90% is plugged in for you.
That's right.
That is the way our system works. That is the power of a system that works. I don't know about system that doesn't work. I'm talking about the one that works, like ours. You know what? So you have no excuse to say, oh, that's the barrier why I do not want to start. Because I don't want to go through the stress of county approving me. I do not want to go through the stress of, I'm going to have to file in some paperwork. Oh, I don't have the right employees. No, please. Life has changed. Think out of the box. Ask questions. Do your due diligence. We all did the same thing, and we are glad we're doing that. We are going to be living excellent, milestones for our children's children. So our system works and the barrier is not there. Mutare.
Thank you so much. Yes, our system works. Proven, proven. It
Mm-hmm.
is working. Okay. So we are telling you that those barriers that you have right now, those excuses that you are giving, are they real? Or you are the one perceiving them? You are the one giving them to yourselves. You can do away with them. And how do you do that? Take the first action. Take action, the first step. Okay. Now, let's go into this. Okay. Before we go ahead, Olufunke Anyotokun, thank you so much for joining us. She's supposed to be here with us. In fact, she had to leave the studio a minute before we go online because the network was not so friendly with us. Okay. So we hope you join us sometimes very soon. And again, we have someone watching all the way from Nigeria. Atinuke Agbelisi. Yeah, thank you so much. And we are saying this business is worldwide.
Yep.
We are worldwide, and we have the world as our business location. We
I
are
can
not
go.
restricted.
Mm-hmm.
We are not restricted by anything, okay?
No.
So don't restrict yourself by what you
Exactly.
are thinking. Now
Mm-hmm.
let's go. Omolara. Another barrier that is perceived by most people and which is preventing them from taking action is the fact that, okay, I want to do business, but I have no clue how to go about starting a digital business.
Mm.
So, what do you have to say about this?
All right. Thank you, Motrayo. So, starting a digital business is the most simplest thing I can, I mean, personally talk for myself, right? I believe is the most simplest thing to do because if you have to, let's look at it this way. If you have to like go look for an employment out there. You have to write a resume. You have to do an interview. And if you are lucky enough, you might have three sets of interview. The first one, they will do interview. They ask you, okay, you're going to come back. We call you back or we send you an email. You do second interview up to the third interview. And if you are not fortunate to pass those interview, guess what? You don't have a job.
You start from the
So
scratch
exactly, you start from the scratch. Thank
all
you.
over again.
So you saying, okay, you don't have a clue about digital business and you want to do it. Digital business is the most simplest thing I've ever seen. Because before I started, I don't have any clue. Just like Motoranyo said that somebody wants to do a digital business doesn't have a clue. I don't have a clue. Motoranyo doesn't have a clue. Likewise, Medukwe doesn't have a clue of what online business is. But not until we joined the business, we joined the online space, the online world, that we knew that, oh, okay, digital business is something anybody and everybody can do. So
Absolutely.
we saying having to do digital business, you just have to have the right mindset. Motorano have said it earlier on. It's all about mindset. Everything we want to do or you want to do in life starts from you. And it's all about your mindset. If you have the right mindset that, okay, being an entrepreneur, I want to work for myself, then it's something you can do. Then you start working towards it.
Hmm.
But if you are the type that have this mindset of I just have to work for somebody for the rest of my life, then you cannot, there's no way you can win yourself out of that negative mindset. But you need to have a positive mindset to have a focus in order to be able to do a digital business. You run the business as your own business. You are not working for anybody. And it's a business you can do right from your home. We all three of us are out here this evening. We are live from our different homes, right? And so if you have to go work for somebody, are you going to be working for somebody from your own home? You have to go out there and clock in and clock out. And even at that you have to work, probably they hire you, or maybe you've been like 5 years, 6 years, depending on the years of when you have been working with your company. They probably will tell you, okay, start working from home. But if you're working from home with your company, that means you still have to report to somebody. There is still a director, a manager, or someone out there that you have to report to. Okay, this is the report of what I did today. This is report of what I did in 1 week. You still have to report to somebody. But here on the online world, our digital business, we are not reporting to anybody. It is our business, and you take it as your business. So the only person you have the right to report to is the IRS at the end of the year, and every businesses do report to IRS. That's the only person you have to report to when you're having an online digital business that we have. I don't report my business to Motunrayo. I don't report my Modupe doesn't report our business to me, because you do your business the way you want to do it. We leverage, like Motorayo said earlier, Modupe said earlier, sorry, we have this system that we leverage on. The system has been built in such a way that anybody can operate the system as long as you are 18 years and above. Because before you can work in the United States of America, anywhere, you have to be that age, 18 years and above. And when you are 18 years and above, you have the proper channel, you have the proper tools, the right tools to use. It's something you can do. So you saying you don't have any clue. You don't need to have a clue, because see, everybody here in on this platform, we all start from somewhere and we have a mentorship. When you're coming into our business, you're going to have a mentor. I'll be your mentor, I'll be your coach. We have a coaching in place, a coaching system in place, and we have a mentorship system in place. Moturaya will be your mentor. Likewise, Modupe will be your mentor. Adebola is not here today. She's also a coach. She will probably be your coach at the end of the day. And so you won't have to start from the scratch. You won't have to do everything by yourself. We hold your hands. We all hold our hands. You know, we don't know it all. I don't know it all. Modupe don't know it all. Mutura don't know it all. Sometimes we brainstorm. We say, oh, okay, if I'm having one difficulty or the other, I just reach out to any one of them. Oh, sis, this is what is going on. I'm finding I know it, but probably I'm still having difficulty in that area. We call each other. We call our mentor. We call our coach. Oh, coach, this is what is going on. I need you to I need your advice on this particular area. And so we are there for each other. As large as 100 and over 125,000 business owners in our community, we still help each other one way or the other. You don't need to know each other before you start this before you run your business. We have other channels, other channels that we use to communicate with each other. So it's something when you come on board with us, you have a mentor, you have a coach, and we guide you through. We have video-based training that every one of us went through. We all go through it. So it is this training that will guide you on each step of each phase in the business. You want to learn how to create a business page on Facebook. You want to learn how to use all the social media platform. There is this training, the same training that will guide you through. And
Amazing.
you don't have to really be tech savvy to do all that. So
Yeah.
look into it. You don't need to have a clue to start an online business. We have all the resources at your disposal. Thank you, Mutunrayo.
Thank you so much. You've heard it, people. You don't need a clue. You don't need to have a clue. The only clue you can have is I have the clue. I'm ready to take action.
That's
Yes,
it.
take it now as you're listening to this. Look at any of those URL, starting with www. Click into it, okay? Put it on your name and your email. That is you starting, taking step, conquering your fear. And
That's
that
it.
is bringing me to this question as we move towards the end of our discussion, right? Modupe, I want you to kind of talk about this. I know it's a very
Mm-hmm.
broad, it's one word, but it's very broad,
Mm-hmm.
right? It is fear. Fear. And I want you to okay, look at fear of the unknown, fear of so many things, and especially fear of people having their personal lives interrupted when they start something new. Can you please shed some light on this?
Thank you, Mutare. And I'm just going to say that you said it's a one word, right? And that's true. It's a phrase, it's fair. But guess what? It's false. And that's why you hear people say fear literally means false evidence appearing real. So, meaning it does not even exist, but it keep imposing itself upon you to make itself look real. And that's where we need to kind of, take our stand as individuals and say, you know what, I will not entertain fear. I will not entertain fear. She mentioned it, it's very broad.
Mhm.
We are at various stages when it comes to that, when it comes to dealing with that. But in reality, and that's why you want to ensure that you're surrounding yourself with the right individuals. You want to make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right entity. You want to make sure that you're listening to words, that will edify you. You're listening to words, that will lift up your spirit, man. You want to make sure that your spiritual life is not truncated when it comes to that, because those are the things that will stand to help and cancel fear out of your path. It's
Mhm.
false, it's not real, we shouldn't entertain it. The
That's right.
fear of my life is going to be disrupted because if I'm going to start something new, guess what? Change is like that. Whether you're starting a new business, or you're going to welcome a newborn, or you're going to get married to your love, or you're going to maybe move to another house, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, ma. It is called change.
That's
It
right.
is not different from each other. So there is the normal feeling of saying, I'm not certain about where I'm going to be moving to. I read all the reviews. The neighborhood seems to be very good, but I'm not sure. Not until I get plugged in and I found the right school district for my children. You still don't know. You're still going to be checking it out. It's called change. Or you are like, oh, I still don't know. I'm going to change. I don't know. I want to move into, you're expecting that child. Maybe you're expecting, I mean, I don't know, twins, triplets. Doctors might have said so many things, but you're already saying to yourself, that is not the will of God concerning me. I'm going to welcome a newborn. This newborn is going to come into my hands. I'm going to welcome. It's nothing different, people. Anything that means that makes you move from what you used to be to something you are, it's different. It's a new arena. It's called change. So there
Mm.
is always the possibility of fear creeping in. And guess what? Because it is false, because it is not real, that is where you stand your foot and then you kick it out. But you cannot kick it out if yourself, you are not surrounded with the right set of individuals. You're not listening to the right words which you should be listening to, right? So you need to get going on that. Get yourself, acquainted with the word of God. We are children of God. We can't do anything outside of God here, by the way. So, I mean, it's such a pleasure, that we know our God, and that, knowing our God, we are doing exploits as a result of that. And so, you know what? If you are in that space and you're so scared, you're like, oh my God, my life is going to be just disrupted and all that, take a break. It's okay to vent out and tell and say out how you feel, but by the same time, it's also not okay for you to dwell on that space forever. You can change it. You have the right to change your mindset. You have the right mindset, to move on and get out of that seems to be ugly and embrace that which is right. And so every one of us, we were very skeptical starting this journey. But guess what? We did our due diligence. And one of the beautiful things I love about our business model is it gives you an opportunity to do your due diligence. So it's not like you'll be thrown into the, Atlantic Ocean and okay, go ahead and just, take care of yourself. It gives you an opportunity to do your due diligence. And then you make up your mind and say, okay, is this for me or this is not for me? So the place of fear will no longer, come on board. It will no longer come to play by the time you're able to do this due diligence and you move. And you have every one of us here. Reach out to us if you're probably in that particular venue. You want to start something, you don't know what to do. You've heard us spoken right now. You know what? There was a reason you're hearing this today.
Yes.
Step out of fear. Fear is dangerous. Fear is false. You were not created for that. You know what? Snap out of it and make sure you're taking the bull by the horn. Taking the bull by drag it by the horn. Reach out to us if you have questions regarding this business model. We are here to walk you through. We will guide you through. We hold each other's hands, and then we, show ourselves the path to succeed. We have a system that is working, folks. There is no reason for you to fear. You are the child of the living God. No reason for you to fear. Over
You've
to you,
heard it. You've heard it. Thank you so much for that. In a minute, Omalara, I want you to just say something about, that barrier that we create for ourselves a lot of time. And we use this phrase of, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. This is
Mm.
not for me. I'm not good enough to do a digital business. Go for it.
All right. So when you put yourself, I mean, people do put themselves in the bondage of, okay, all right, no problem. I won't pass 1 minute. So people do put themselves in the bondage of, I can't, I can't, I can't. And I'll keep on saying it. For you to do anything in life, you need this right mindset. Because the you saying I can't, I am not good enough to do this, I'm not good enough to do that, it's all because you have this negative thought. So you need to win yourself out of those negative thoughts. If you win yourself from negative thoughts and move to the positive side, then you see yourself flying. You see yourself doing things that you never even thought of you doing before. And so, yeah, if anybody is out there still thinking, oh, business and I can't do anything in the business world, it's totally a lie. And that's what one of the thing Modupe said, that it's false, because it's still part of you being scared of the unknown. You still being saying, oh, I can't do it. You still being putting yourself in the bondage. So you need to take yourself out of that bondage. You need to stretch your wings and fly higher so that you'll be able to like do something better for yourself. So
Mhm.
you need to take out that mindset of I cannot. You need to take it out. And if you want to check us out, check our business out, if you think you cannot, my dear, that you are listening to us, you can. If we can do it, you can do it because we have 19 years old in our community. We have 70 years old in our community. So if you are out there, maybe you are 30 years, 40 years, and you say you can't do it, what about the 70 years old woman or man that are doing it? Are you telling me that we giving them medication or they are going back to take a degree because they can do online? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know it's 1 minute. So they don't need no education to do that because our system is proving it's working for every single person in our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And oh my God, this is power packed, people. Power packed. I think I'm going to go back and rewatch myself because I need to pick one or two things from this. All right, as we come to the end of this, I want Modupe to kind of give a minute summary of what we've discussed and, a word of advice for someone at this time watching us or that's going to catch up on the replay, going through a phase of barrier to their growth. Go ahead, Modupe.
Thank you, Motoraya. One of the things I'll just like to wrap up with will be that, we've heard, this is not the first time we're hearing about barriers or bottlenecks. And whether we like it or not, these are very prevalent in our day-to-day activity, in our day-to-day, life and all of those good stuff, right? But so one of the things I just want us to take as a takeaway as we go is that in as much as these things are evidence, right? We want to make sure that we rule it out of the fact that this is not meant to be. It might be evident, I might be seeing it. It's not meant to be. It's not meant for me. I am expected to move beyond this level. And so we need to get ourselves in that particular shape of mind. We need to get ourselves in that particular spot of life and then begin to throw things out according to the will of God for your life. Guess what? I'll leave us with this final word, right? The Bible says, above all, meaning above all these barriers, my people, above all these bottlenecks, my people,
Mm.
the will and the wish of God for you, for me, is that we prosper
That's right.
and be in good health, even as our soul prospered. Now, switch back and think to yourself, whatever it is you're doing, are you really prospering? Are you in perfect health? Is your soul really prospering according to the will and purpose of God for your life? Take home with that and think to yourself, if you are not yet there, then it's time for you to, get back to the drawing board and begin to do a rethink. Start something, do something. You are much more than that. He's gifted us with so much more that we can give out to the world. The essence for existence is way beyond ourselves. We were created so we can be a blessing. If we are not yet a blessing, then there is something wrong. And that is why we need to look at it. Because if we are not careful, this so-called rat race will eat up with us and take that particular dream away from us. But that's not the will of God for our lives. So let's get back on the drawing board.
All
Thank you so
right.
much for prayer.
Thank you so much. And so, our amazing audience, as we come to the end of this episode of creating passive income streams, if
Mhm.
we can, you can. I want you to remember this as you go to bed tonight. The
Mhm.
barrier to success is not something which exists in the real world. It is composed purely and simply of
Right.
doubt about ability. There are no constraints on the human mind, no walls around the human spirit, no barriers to our progress except those we ourselves erect.
Correct.
So,
Mhm.
what are those barriers that you are erecting? Work on them, take action, and We will see you on the inside of success. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
Everyone.